Now, in this second part of Differently Abled, Esther Wanjohi shares how she has been helping her children to cope with demands of normal life as they begin now making milestones in their movement and cognitive senses. Dolly Mwirigimbuvi continues with the story.
Through the help of CITAM missions under Christ is the Answer Ministry CITAM, Elizabeth can afford a smile. Her son Caleb has a full education sponsorship. She was also gifted with a sewing machine and intends to open a business soon.
I bless this lady, I bless her son, I bless her daughter, I pray the Father that their house is blessed.
People with Down syndrome often share physical features like flat face, slanted eyes, a single crease across the palm, short stature, small ears, hands and feet, poor muscle tone or loose joints.
The relationship between Down syndrome and cerebral palsy is that children who have Down syndrome are highly likely to get features of cerebral palsy, but not the other way around. So we believe in patient-centered care.
Unlike Down syndrome, cerebral palsy doesn't necessarily cause distinct physical features. It's predominantly affect muscle tone. Up to 80% of individuals with cerebral palsy experience high muscle tone hypotonia, while the remaining 20% experience low muscle tone hypotonia or fluctuations between the two.
It does cause limitation of a lot of functions like movement, sometimes depending on the severity of the brain injury. So limitation of movements, function, disruption of posture, yeah, and therefore early interventions are very, very key once the symptoms are seen or detected earlier, so that we can have better quality of life or improved function for these children.
Both cerebral palsy and Down syndrome are lifelong conditions that can be effectively managed to promote an active and fulfilling life. Because both conditions affect individuals so early in life, seeking early management will ensure that children get the right support for their physical and cognitive needs.
At the end of the day, the family has to be equipped with the necessary skills to help this kid to thrive. That means one thing: therapy is a continuous journey. It doesn't just stop in the therapy room. It goes all the way on the road back home, and even at home, in church, everywhere.
For children with either cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, physical therapy will focus on regulating muscle tone for optimal functioning and improving mobility.
I look at early intervention as very important, working with a big team, which includes occupational therapy, speech therapist, a counselor, so that the family can be guided on how to support these children early. We also have neurosurgeons who are in this country who are very enthusiastic about helping reduce pain, what we call the spasticity, by giving some sort of interventions where, for example, a child can reduce that stiffness early, and then that we call it intrathecal baclofen, where we inject sort of medication is injected into the spinal fluid so that it reduces that stiffness.
A speech therapist has a role to play in the development of language skills. An occupational therapist has a role to play when it comes to issues to do with activities of daily living, commonly referred to as ADLs. That is feeding themselves, going to the shower, going to the loo, to the toilet per se, and even when it comes to issues to do with writing at the time of going to school. At the same time, you'll need also a special needs teacher who is going again to work with these kids in line with their education plans.
All is not lost for children with special conditions like Down syndrome and CP, as research shows that with therapy and medication, they too can live normal lives like any other child in the society if only they are given the chance. Dolly Mwirigimbuvi for Hope TV.